Around the World Media presents On the Move with Patricia Goins. We're turning today's unknown talent into tomorrow's stars. For more details about the show, visit aroundtheworldmedia.com. Now, get ready to be entertained. Here comes Patricia and her co-host, MBJ Live.
Different day, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. I'm ready for love.
All right, we are back in the house today, and we got some special, unexpected visitors.
Special guests. We got 3 special guests in the building, all under the age of 7.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just gotta the unexpected.
Yeah, right. So y'all, let me tell you something. If Marvin never understood what a mother goes through when she cannot find childcare at the last minute and she got to go to work, he understands today, don't you, Marvin?
Oh, well, hey, I always had respect, for the woman game. Yeah, I've always had respect. But I understand, you gotta do what you have to do.
Right.
So last minute, the original babysitter, something happened, with her, had a car situation, and so the mom was like, hey, she was depending on her, and I was like, well, I guess, I'll take them with me. And
that really, the one thing I will say is that shows your quality in your character. You know what I'm saying? Because any other just, dude on the street who had, his gig going on and somebody came over and was like, can you watch the kids? He'd have looked at them like, you on crack or something? Them kids ain't come with me. But you didn't.
No, but
you brought all 3 of them with you, and they smiling, and they looking happy, and they real cute, and everything.
See, it wasn't just because they under 7. I'm not leaving these Negroes at home, my house by themselves. They just started inviting folk from Snapchat, inviting girls over, want to do all kind of stuff.
No, the fact that you even allowed them to come, you know what I'm saying? You could have been like, oh no, you better call Aunt Ruru over there on Sampson Street because I ain't gonna be able to do it. You could have come up with any type of excuse, but you didn't.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it too. I'm still a dad too.
Right.
Even though my girls, all of them almost grown. Well, even my nephew Eli is here. My sister son. I used to change her, babysit and watch and feed her and burp her, and So I mean, it's nothing. I like whatever.
That's what's up. So anyway. Y'all should have seen my face when I walked in and seen the kids. I'm like, who are they?
Yeah. I didn't even want to tell her. I wanted her to be surprised.
He did not tell me. You know what I'm saying? He let me walk in and pick my lower lip up off the ground, but we're going to do this anyway. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with the 3 Musketeers and Marvin.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming, y'all, that I'm seeing 3 little babies living here?
No, you're not dreaming. You see 3 of them.
This is real life.
Real
He
life.
said, "This is real
This is
life.
real life.
Ain't nothing fake about this." So
Romy.
we were talking during the break, and I was just like, I don't understand how men or even women, can know that they have a child. The man know that the woman is pregnant with his seed. The woman knows she's pregnant with a seed, and not love that child or not want to be a part of that child's life. How do you walk away from from a piece of you, you know what I'm saying, and not want to nurture and watch this being that you've been blessed with grow up into an adult and instill all the things that you can? Why do we got so many deadbeat dads? Don't make no sense. Is it because of the system and they're being forced to pay money? Is money what's running these fathers away from their own children? And even women. What is it that's making women not want to be mothers? Why are they giving the kids to the grandmom, you know what I'm saying? Or Aunt Josie or whoever to raise, and they don't want to raise them themselves? Like, what is the issue?
I was getting ready to say earlier, sometimes it's not just the man. Because I've dealt with some stuff and dealt with, females in the past, found out that, kids wasn't mine and I would hear like, this ain't your, MNF and child. And so I went through stuff like that, stuff I used to do for the kids and used to give it back to me when they mad at me and take it out on the kids. And so that type of stuff, it pushes, especially if you're a young parent. I was a young parent, so sometimes that stuff will push you away. And it'll push you away as a young man, and stuff is keep on happening and being done to you. Mm-hmm. And so another thing I went through, a personal experience, is, my mom. My mom, I couldn't understand why she didn't want me. She didn't want me around, my dad. And so I didn't understand that. And so I didn't understand that. I used to cry, I want my daddy, honestly, I haven't, probably maybe like 10, 15 times. I'm 43, and I've seen my dad maybe about those many times. I really don't have a real relationship with him. Mm-hmm. But I still respect him, as a man. So I didn't understand till later on the reason why my mother shielded me from him. Mm-hmm. Is because that Negro was crazy.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So I didn't understand that until I became an adult. And I was like, man, I thank God for my mother from shielding me from him. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, man, I was beginning to talk to him as an adult. I was like, yeah. In the relationship, God, rest in peace, my grandmother, his mother, the relationship they had, mm-hmm. It was like chaotic. Like they was cussing each other out. She called him the devil, and and so my mother, she didn't want to inject me into that environment. You know what?
It trips me out because sometimes, and I agree with you what you're saying. Sometimes the mother, and I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, the mother wants the father to be in the child's life, but the mother doesn't want to be with the father anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be with you anymore, but I still want you to be with my child. However, because of knowing that that's what I want that you to have that father-son or father-daughter bond with our child, but I don't want you no more. But you're holding that over my head, so it's like, if I don't still sleep with you, if I don't still do what you want me to do, if I don't still allow you to be in my personal life, if I don't allow you to control what's going on in my household, then you don't want to do nothing with the kids. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm doing anything you want me to do, as long as I'm not dating nobody else, as long as I'm letting you come and go as you feel, then everything is good and you doing everything you got to do for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I think that's so wrong. Like, if the woman, or even in the flip side, if it's the man and the man don't want to be with the woman no more, don't keep the kids from the dad just because he don't want you. If he don't want you, go find somebody else. There is too many men or women in the world who are single who are looking for that special one. Go find that one. But don't stop the bond from your kids because that man or that woman don't want you no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and a lot of people do that. You know, like you said, male and female, they use the children as a weapon. And so, and I think it's wrong. You see, like me, stop kicking the table. So, I'm an adult now, and I have my children almost grown. I'm still like figuring it out. Mm-hmm. I didn't have my dad.
Right.
So I didn't know how to be a dad. I didn't know how to be a father to my kids, you know. And so, but my desire has always been like I want to be there for my children. My desire has always been that I want to be there for my children. Mm-hmm. That has never changed. Mm-hmm. And so now, as you know, a video that I've shared with one of my daughters, treating me to brunch. That's just that's just to show you that something is different.
Right.
That I'm changing. Mm-hmm. And so they even tell me, like, Dad, you're different. You know what I'm saying? So it feels good that your children see the growth in you.
Right.
And so and it makes me feel good. It lets me know that I am growing. So
this is a deep topic. We're going to go to a quick break and we're going to come back.
Spend it on the have-nots. Money, we make it. Before we see it, you take it. Oh, make me wanna holler the way they do my life. Yeah. Make me wanna holler the way they do my life. This ain't living, this ain't living. No, no, baby, this ain't living. No, 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 no. Inflation, no chance to increase finance. Bills pile up, sky high. Send that boy off to die. Oh, make me wanna holler the way they do my life. Yeah, make me wanna holler the way they do my life. Oh, baby. La, 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 setbacks, natural fact is, oh, honey, that I can't pay my taxes. Oh, make me wanna holler and throw up both my hands. Yeah, it made me wanna holler and throw up both my hands. Oh, crime is increasing. Trigger happy. Policing, panic is
Everybody thinks we're wrong, but mother, who are they to judge us? Mother, mother, simply cause we wear our hair long. Mother, mother, ooh.
Oh, we went all the way back with that one, Marvin. All the way back. So, I was telling Facebook Live and Instagram Live that I went and got my hair done. Y'all know I've been doing rocking natural for a while now. You know, I think that a lot of women are going natural. They're like getting away from the perms and stuff, and they're trying to like have their hair be natural and healthy or whatever. So I've been rocking natural for a long time. I've been switching between braids and, you know, afro and whatever. So, you know, today I felt I wanted to look feminine. I want to go a little bit with my hair straight. So got a new client, Genesis Dominican Hair and hair salon. They're located actually on 2458 Wesley Chapel Road in Decatur, Georgia, right over there by that KFC and the Planet Fitness on the corner of Wesley Chapel and Snapfinger Road, you know, off of 20 East. But anyway, I was like, you know what? I need to find me a beautician that's going to not just do my hair, but make sure that my hair grows and is healthy and it looks nice. And I swear to goodness, I just bounced right out of the salon today. My hair was blowing in the wind, Marvin. I'm running my hands
Your hair look
through
nice.
it.
Your hair look nice.
Come on, give my props now. Give my love.
Nice.
Give my love.
I ain't gonna tell everybody what it looked like before you got it done, but it looks
Okay,
It looks nice.
Yeah, he's one of the few people in my life who are able to see the real me, y'all. He saw the real me, no makeup, no nappy hair and all. You know, he's still my friend, so it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, this is a come up. This is like I did a transformation, right?
Like how Stella got her groove back. Patricia got her groove back, y'all.
Got my groove back, y'all. I'm shaking a tail feather. And the cool thing is because, you know, this is a client of mine or whatever, and she's showing me love, she told me that anyone who goes to her salon and they said that they heard about, you know, the shop through me, through On The Move or through Patricia Goins or whatever, that they will give them an extra discount on top of what they already are offering, you know, whatever special's going on. So when you go into the shop, tell them that you heard about it on The Move, and you will get an extra discount. Once again, that's 2458 Wesley Chapel, right off of 20 East in Decatur, Georgia, right over there by that Planet Fitness in that little plaza. So I thought I'd give them a shout out. I love my hair. I absolutely love my hair. Stop playing, Marvin. Give me my love.
I already told you.
I need extra love.
It looks nice. She need a hand of applause. Can you give her a hand of applause,
Can I get a
please?
hand of applause about my hair, man? Everybody don't get to go from natural to straight so easily with a smile on their face. Yeah, I need some love here.
It looks very nice, Patricia.
Thank you. I'm glad. See, I gotta pull it out of Marvin.
Well, I already told you. Like,
You know, he
50
said
million
the
times.
other guy, one of the engineers said my hair looked nice. I gotta pull it out of you. God darn.
I said it looked nice on social media and on the radio.
You know, that's
I
how
already
men
told
are.
you.
See, men are when I walk through the door, a man's supposed to say, "Ooh, baby, you look so nice. Your hair." You're supposed to give me that. I'm not supposed to have to pull it out of you like, "Marvin, what do you think about my hair? Marvin, do you like it? Marvin, touch my hair. Marvin, what do you think?" Typical man.
No, I'm not. No, as you can see, I'm not a typical
No,
man.
you're not a typical man.
Got these 3 children, so I have respect. So I can imagine what you sisters, especially when you go to the doctor, the clinic office, the food stamp, was it DHFS, trying to get some stamps, and you got all 6 of your children, you know, little ones in the food stamp office, and trying to hold all of them and keep them quiet. And you got a little man.
He got one popping up
jumping
up and off his
You got
leg.
one in your lap. I got a little Romy in my lap. Gotta hold him in my lap because he 2. So,
No, he's one.
he's one. Oh, he's
I got one that want to say hi. You want to say hi? Say hi.
Hello.
Eli, you don't want to say hi? Eli, man, he like, look, I was brought and made to come to this. This is
You want
not
to say
what
hi?
I wanted.
Say hello.
Awesome. Hi.
He said, hey. So, back to our discussion about, men, women, and children. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Yeah. So, what do you, and for the women who have slept with maybe, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, and they don't really know who the father is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What would you, how do you explain to your child that, I was a little wild back in the day, and I don't know who your father is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But that doesn't mean that I don't love you. And for the men, when y'all look at women who have 3, 4, 5 baby daddies, and y'all like, you got all them baby daddies. Yeah. Well, what that means is she didn't go to the abortion clinic all those different times. She decided to go ahead and give life to what was brought into her, because there's a lot of women walking around here whose wombs is tired because they didn't been to that abortion clinic about 10 times, and there would be a lot more kids on earth if they hadn't have been strong-willed enough to say, you know what, I made this mistake, I may not know, whatever, but I'm still going to love it, I'm still going to bring it to earth, and boom. You know what I'm saying? So don't be looking down on these women who got 3, 4 baby daddies. That just means they didn't abort it. That's what that means.
Yeah. I was in a situation, when I was a teenager, I have 5 daughters. It potentially could have been more children.
He's probably wild. Myron was wild.
And, and I've had, about 3 different paternity tests done, and none of them were mine.
You are not the father.
And I am not the father, but they were saying that I am the father.
Right.
And so even now I'm paying child support for a son that's not even mine. Because because the young lady,
y'all had the test done and it proved that it wasn't yours?
No. Here's the thing. I was 16. I was still a minor. And so I remember the sheriff coming to the door. It's like, you Marvin Baldwin? I was like, yes, you've been served, right? So I'm like, okay, what's this? You summons to go to court. But I'm like, I got to go to school, So I'm young. I don't know nothing about that. So they automatically amended my name on the birth certificate. Mm-mm. And then I found out later on, her best friend told me. She's like, Marvin, that ain't your son. Because they fell out, was mad at each other. Mm-hmm. But I kind of already knew it, that he wasn't my son.
So why didn't you go and do a paternity test?
Well, he's 25 now.
Wow.
He grown, 24, 25, I think. And so I reached out to him on Facebook. I was like, hey, man, I want to talk to you, man. It's something I've been, I've been dealing with for a long time, that, because I wanted to know, about him, being my son.
Right.
And so he never responded.
For real?
He never responded. So I think that he probably told his mom, and his mom probably said, don't talk to him no more.
And it's rough because the kids are caught in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here you got this. True enough, that probably wasn't. That obviously, y'all never did the test, so it's not 100%. But there's about 95% chance that that's not your son. But however, is it the child's fault?
No, it's not the child's fault. But here's the trip. Now the guy she was dealing with, while we were messing around, because they just broke up, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I tell you this little brother looked just like him.
No, for real?
Yeah. Skinny, tall. I'm talking about look just like this brother. And so I just think that there should be a tighter, system for women who do, because you have women who purposely do that.
Yeah. And I really want to talk about this more when we come back from our little break, but it's like, for the ones, because we're talking about all the ones who, they're not doing right, whatever. But for the ones who are caught in the system, you know what I'm saying? For the men who are truly caught in the system because they got a vindictive woman who really she just wants to hurt you because she's mad that you done moved on with your life. So she's, even though you've been, before y'all made an agreement, or before you took him down, she took him down to court, he was doing everything. He was giving her money on a weekly. He was buying them clothes. He was coming to see him. He was doing all that kind of stuff. And then she wants him to really be more in her life because she really wants them to get back together. And he don't want to do that. So then she takes him to child support. And once they go to child support, that's when, the city, the state, whatever takes over. And sometimes they're not fair because, they may take more than what the man can afford to pay. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they have more than one child or whatever. So now you got this man who he's making $1,000 every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And child support's taking $500 of it every 2 weeks, right? So that leaves him what like $500 to live on. He still got to get his own place to stay. He got to have his own car payment, whatever. So it's like they're taking more than what he can really afford, and he is suffering. I've known a lot of men like that. I've known a lot of men who basically have to live from pillar to post because their child support payments is too high and they won't modify it because maybe at one point they were making this amount and then they never wouldn't modify it, if they lost their job or whatever. So I've seen the state tear a man down to the point where felonies on his record and everything. I've seen that happen. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't always fair. So I do want to say, on the man's side, I feel for y'all, and they need to have more rules for the fathers, even for single fathers. There should be more stuff for single fathers. There should be more rights for fathers. I do agree with that, I mean, all men who are not with the kid's mom are not bad. Some of them, they done went through some stuff, or whatever, so.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. Until we get a system that is fair, both ways. It's like, but the good thing about my judgment, because I got a child support judgment, which I can't even get a passport. Yeah, you can't get a passport. You got a child support judgment until you pay it all down. And see, this is how I know. Eli, sit down, boy. This is how I know that. This is how I know that I was wrongly done, because, man, the way God worked on my behalf, He canceled $13,000 of child support debt.
Wow.
$13,000. My caseworker, this was like 3 years ago. My caseworker said, she was like, in all my years of doing this, I've never seen them ever cancel a child support debt. She said, somebody upstairs must really like you.
I always feel like, and this is my own personal opinion, I'm not saying it's anybody else's opinion but mine, but I always felt like jail is like the new slavery. And I just felt like, whatever way to lock a man down or lock someone down, you know what I'm saying, and keep them in that system, they're going to use whatever. And sometimes child support is what they use. Now on the flip side, when you got those brothers who just, they not about nothing. You know what I'm saying? That is the only choice you have, because they won't work with you. They won't pay even a portion of what they're supposed to pay for their kids. Christmas comes, you don't see them. Birthdays come, you don't hear from them. They don't come and get them when they're supposed to get them. Even the dates that the courts that they can get them, they don't come. So you got those parents or those fathers who not about something, not about nothing. Same with the mothers. You got the ones that's on drugs, that's whatever, and they not doing what they need to do for the kids, and the only ones that's suffering is the baby. So, I feel for both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you guys want to call in, 404-603-8770. You have any comments, concerns, something you want to get off your chest, just don't be calling on here cussing and using profanity because you're mad and upset.
We're going to take a quick break, y'all, and we're going to come right back.
Baby, come walk with me, 'cause you've been away too long. I can live selfishly, and I know I was wrong. Oh, I embrace it completely. My life has new meaning, yeah. Baby, I cherish you, and
and I promise to love. Now it's crazy to me. I've been running all this time. You waited patiently on a love you would not find, darling. I need you so deeply, and your love has set me free. Yeah, baby, I treasure you, and I promise to love. Promise to love. Promise to love. Woman, I'll care for you, and I promise to love. Can we go all the way? You bring peace to my world. I would do anything. You're my love. You are my girl. I can see what your heart has been asking. Do you believe this is love everlasting? Then darling, I'll marry you, and I promise to love. All right, baby. Promise to love. Hey girl, I promise you, yes I do, yeah. You're the baddest woman I've ever known, the sweetest thing I've ever had, yes you are. And I wanna thank you, baby, for loving me and changing me and saving me. See, I was lost, I was lonely, but you came in and turned it all around, girl. You light up my life, yes you do. You're the song of my heart, the joy of my soul. And I'm gonna love you, girl, I am. I'm gonna be good to you, darling, I will. Let the Lord shine his light on our love as we move on down the road together, girl. Baby, 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 can I love you all the days of my life? Hey girl, I treasure you, yes I do, yeah. Can you hear me calling out your name? Can I give you all the things that you need? Can I give you all the love that you want? If you can stand it, baby, I will always love you, baby. I will always trust in you. I will always be there for you. And I swear to you, I'll never lie to you, girl. Every day of my life, I thank you, girl. Every day of my life.
Of keeping everybody-
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Yes, we're back. Just talking about, the children and, child support. And if you call in 404-603-8770, if you have any comments or concerns, let us know.
Yeah, I was just telling Facebook Live and Instagram Live, that there are women who, like a lot of men and people look down on women who have more than one, baby daddy or children's father, however you want to categorize it. A lot of people look down on them because, oh, you got kids by 4 different men. Okay, so yeah, in one flip of the side, you can say, okay, she had a lot of relationships, that didn't work out or whatever. Or she had a lot of kids by somebody who, she's not still with. But on the flip side, you got to look at her like, wow, even though you knew that you and him wasn't going to be together, you still decided to bring that baby into this world. You could have went to the clinic. You could have paid that $200. We got a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello, loves. You already know. This is Kim in Atlanta. How
What's
are you?
going on, Kim?
No, I'm sorry at all. Okay. So I got a couple things to say.
Okay.
First of all, I want to reach out to Marvin, and I want to say your sister left her kids, her princess, with a king. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yep. That's true.
Kudos on that one. As far as the mentality of the men that can walk away from women that are having their children, we tend to forget what history has done as far as how we think. History definitely plays a role in the subconscious.
Right.
And as I spoke before, dealing with that Willie Lynch programming, that whole thing set men up to be brute. The brute mentality was to go and impregnate these women and walk away. You have no emotional attachment. You just make the product, which is the child. You make the product and walk away. You keep making a product and walk away. There is no emotional attachment. So there is a psychological attachment to that programming. So that definitely has an effect. For the women, there is what we have a natural instinct, a bonding. But in the animal kingdom, and I hate to revert back to that, but in the animal kingdom, when there is something wrong with the child, if the mother feels that there is something wrong with the child, or there is some kind of detachment from him or her, the mother walks away because there is a problem. So we have an instinct, not to say that all children have a problem, but we have an instinct that says something is wrong. There becomes some type of emotional detachment from that child. No, it's not the child's fault at all. But if the mother does not know how to deal with what she's feeling, what she's thinking, what she's even been through prior to the pregnancy, that's what she goes off of, what her instinct is. Not every woman is born with a instinct or nurturing instinct. Not every woman is made to be a mother. Not every man is made to be a father, or either one to be parents. So we have an expectation that it's supposed to happen a certain way, but that's not the way it happened.
I just feel, you know what, and what you're saying is true. I just feel so bad for the product, the child. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't understand why these children are growing up heartless and killing people and doing all this crazy stuff. But you got to look back at the root, at the beginning, at the childhood, at what most people who are killers or this or that, they all got this story about abuse or abandonment or whatever, and it's just. Wow, it's just crazy.
Well, yeah,
I totally understand, and if I can, be personal, I had my children. I had my son when I was 19, my daughter when I was 21. I did not attach to my son at all. I had an issue with his father. His father told me right out he wasn't going to be there, so there was some hatred there already. So when my son was born, I had a C-section, and I didn't see him, and I didn't touch him for a week because he was instantly in ICU. So I didn't get that chance to bond with him. And because of the things I went through with his father, I didn't like him. And it continued for a long period of time. He's 26 now. We're just now starting to bond. Wow. But it took a long period of time. But I had to come to a realization, okay, well, he didn't ask to be here. The issues that I went through had nothing to do with him. The way that he grew up, I had some part in that because I was the one that was mostly in his life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I can't just put all the blame on him. Now, he's old enough to make decisions, so I don't take responsibility for the decisions that he makes. But I had to be accountable for why he thinks his decisions are okay.
Wow.
But it goes deep. But the cycle continues. Like we always look at the child and that child's mother or father. But what happened to that child's mother and father? And it's like you have to just keep going back, and it doesn't stop.
Wow. Thank you, Kim, for calling in. You man, drink some water on this one. That was deep.
Yes, ma'am. I love y'all.
I'm always supportive. Wow, man. What you said was deep.
Yeah, it's deep, and there's I commend you for opening up your personal life, being transparent, so other people can see, and that's how a lot of healing takes place, when other people are transparent about what's going on in their lives and what has happened in their lives, and that's true. It's called the Willie Lynch letter, and it still holds power today. They separated the light-skinned blacks, quote-unquote blacks, and the dark-skinned, quote-unquote blacks. Yeah, so he came up with a system, man, and it still works.
You know what? And I believe about excuse me, I believe the whole light skin, dark skin thing, because with me being of a dark skin complexion, and you know, I'm from the north. I'm from Ohio, right? But I realize the difference on how I'm treated in the South versus in the North. The way that they look at me, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. It's like the jokes that I used to hear, you know, or whatever. It's like there's something about dark skin that it's like even what's that rapper? What's the rapper? What's the rapper? Ludacris.
Okay.
Ludacris has I heard it in a lyric that he did the other day. He was like, "Yeah, this is coming from the light skin brother." You know, it's just like light skin, dark skin. It's like, who cares? But if you go way, way back to understanding the light skin in the house, the dark skin in the field, and all that kind of stuff, and the letter, the Willie Lynch letter, and all that, you know, and even how today still we glamorize someone who's of lighter complexion versus someone who's darkest complexion. We look at dark skinned women as ugly and light skinned women as beautiful, and it's just like it's deep. It's real deep.
It's different now. You know, dark is in.
Oh, it's chocolate in?
Chocolate is in. Chocolate is in.
Let me
now,
take an Insta picture.
Do your Insta pic and post it.
Yeah. Chocolate is in, y'all. Marvin said chocolate is in. But I'm serious. I mean, there is difference in the way that society treats dark skin versus light skin, even within our own community, within our own race. You know what I'm saying?
Even in the government system. When you're dealing with child care, child support, child support, you're dealing with that. I know at one point we were, you know, in Section 8 and all that type of stuff years ago. We was teenagers. And so they really don't want the man living in the home. So they try to keep it separated because they understand the power and the authority of the man. So it's designed for failure anyway. The system is designed for failure.
That's so deep.
Yeah, it's something.
We're going to take a quick break, y'all. We're going to come right back.
I need you, boo. I gotta see you, boo. And the hearts all over the world tonight. Said the hearts all over the world tonight. I need you, boo. Oh, I gotta see you, boo. And the hearts all over the world tonight. Said the hearts all over the world tonight. Hey, little mama, ooh, you're a stunner. Hot little figure, yes, you a winner. And I'm so glad to be yours. You're a class all your own. And ooh, little cutie, when you talk to me, I swear the whole world stops. You're my sweetheart, and I'm so glad that you're mine. You are one of a kind, and you mean to me what I mean to you. And together, baby, there is nothing we won't do. 'Cause if I got you, I don't need money, I don't need cars. Girl, you're my all. And oh, I'm into you, and girl, no one else would do. 'Cause with every kiss and every hug, you make me fall in love. And now I know I can't be the only one. I bet it's hearts all over the world tonight. With the love of their life, who feel what I feel when I'm with you, with you, with you, with you, with you, girl. With you, with you, with you, with you, with you. Oh, girl, I don't want nobody else. Without you, there's no one left. And you like Jordans on Saturday. I gotta have you and I cannot wait now. Hey, little shorty, say you care for me. You know I care for you. You know that I'll be true. You know that I won't lie. You know that I will try to be your everything. Yeah. 'Cause if I got you, I don't need money, I don't need cars. Girl, you're my all. Yeah. I'm into you, and girl, no one else would do. 'Cause with every kiss and every hug, you make me fall in love. And
that's really a deep topic. I know last night when we were trying to figure out what we were going to talk about, and we was just like, you know what, it'll come to us. And it's just crazy how things work, you know, how situations work where we really didn't know what to talk about. But I hope that this topic about children has been a blessing to someone, whoever is listening on the air. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're in the midst of going through something with child support or whatever, or whether or not you have a child and you're upset because, you know, the father or the mother is not doing what they're supposed to do or whatever. I really hope that this topic helped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and just was a blessing, you know. And it's so cool because, like, when I came in here, I didn't know what kind of show we was gonna have, but the children, they cool, you know. They're cool, so it's not as bad as it could have been.
No, you can't call my phone, my cell phone. You have to call into the radio station 404-603-8770.
Oh, that must be why your cell phone keep bling blinging,
Yeah,
because
don't
they
call
calling
my
the
cell
wrong number.
phone. Call the radio station 404-603-8770.
You can ring my bell, ring my bell. So what are your last thoughts about the whole, you know, as a man in this kind of system? You know,
I would say there's still some good brothers out there, some good dudes out there.
There
still
are
some guys out there, you know.
And think about all the men who have stepped up to the plate to give love to a child that wasn't even theirs. They met a woman who the father walked away. You know what I'm saying? And even though the father walked away, they still was there. They were still raising that child. They were still giving love to the child and to the mother. And here they are. The child is now 30 years old, and he's calling another man Pop and giving him that love and respect that he deserved because he stepped up to the plate, even though he didn't have to because it wasn't his seed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, it's sometimes it's still, you know, you learn over the years, and hopefully, you know, as a man, I've learned over the years, you know, how to be a man, you know, and that's just by watching other men that I look to, that I admire, who were that example of a father to their children.
You were definitely raised right. You know why I say that? You and I, you know, we had that little appointment. You didn't even know I was paying attention, right? So we had a little appointment over there at the hair salon place or whatever. And you did not pull off until you knew that I was like safely in my car. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't do that. They would have, the meeting would have been over. He'd have jumped in his ride and drove off and not looked back. But you waited to make sure that I was in my car and secure before you pulled away. A man does that. You know what I'm saying? So you were definitely raised right. I've always known that about you. And no matter how wild you was growing up. And Marvin was wild, y'all.
Yeah, I was wild. My mom raised me. She raised me right.
Yeah. He was
so wild. You know, this radio segment, anything goes, because you know we got the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, we got the
in
Three
the building.
Musketeers.
Everybody's under 7. I got this 2 in my lap.
Eli been mad the whole. What did you do to Eli before we got here?
Oh no, Eli. He ain't Eli.
he been mad the whole day, like, you know what, he brought me up in here and I ain't even asked to come here. So what are your last few words that you want to say, Marvin, to the men and the women out there who are either going through a situation with the man or woman and they're not being the father or mother that they need to be or whatever, or the ones that you know are trying to be but they're not letting them? Like, what are your words? Here's
the thing. My last word is never too late to change. You got breath in your body. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to try to fix it and mend it and heal it. And you still got to give people time to heal. So if somebody mad and angry with you, don't force it. You know, you can't force it sometimes, you know, because sometimes people hold on to unforgiveness a little longer. But everybody, you could change. Everybody could change.
Right. And my last few words is when things happen in your life that you don't expect, when all of a sudden a curveball is thrown at you, what you do is you figure out how to roll with the curveball. You don't get upset, you don't get mad, you don't quit, you don't say what the heck ever. You figure out how you're going to roll with the curveball and you make it happen. And for us on the move, our quote and our motto now is like the pastor said, let's get it.
Let's get it.
See y'all next week.
Thank you for tuning in to On the Move with Patricia Goins and co-host NBJ Live. Come back every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Visit patriciagoinsbooks.com to view trailers of Patricia's upcoming movies and books, and stop by aroundtheworldmedia.com to build a free profile and learn more about next week's guests.
Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Different day, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman.